All right, let's go ahead and check the mics. Check your mic, Dan.
Okay, let's bring back my pie.
All right, Natalie.
Lemon face. Lion face. Arr.
Nick, go ahead. I got nothing.
Vinny, go ahead. It's your turn to check your mic. Oh, the Murlocs are here.
When was the last time you
Oh,
guys
that was
did?
a Murloc.
When was the last time you guys did at Golden Corral?
Ugh.
It's been a while for Natalie, I guess.
We ate there probably about a half a year ago.
Why?
He wanted to. Barf.
Yes, I wanted to barf.
You like their chocolate pudding?
So, two things about Golden Corral. A, I used to love that place.
He did.
Kids love that
I
place.
can't eat.
Kane loves that place.
You know
It's
the
like,
the fondue thing, the chocolate fountain. I watched
real
a little
chocolate.
kid walk up to that chocolate fountain,
Oh, God, here we
and
go.
he stuck his grubby little paw in
no.
there,
Num, 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 num,
licked his finger, and then went back again.
Is he Augustus Baloo?
I'm just like,
What was his
I
chocolates?
can't do it. And then, actually, I have a friend that recently posted a picture. They found a cockroach at Golden Corral.
Oh, gross.
And
Yummy.
not to say that there's not cockroaches in a lot of restaurants, but
There might be.
I don't. Once they're made public, like, I don't want to eat there anymore.
Once they've been on the news. Can you imagine, like, the Golden Corral commercials? It's like, now for $9.99, kids eat it for $10. Plus, try our new cockroach sandwiches to try to get ahead of the bad publicity. It's a brand new product from the Golden Corral. Cockroach sandwiches. Yum, yum, yum.
You see all these different celebrities eating their like the cone heads.
They eat so much. They eat so much. In that movie, he's sitting there and he's eating the what is that? The ho-ho, the Twinkies, and she's like keeps bringing him food over and over. Man, this
If I remember right, doesn't his snake let his jaw like dislocate like a snake, and he puts like a whole Subway sandwich in his mouth?
a whole
or
Subway.
something?
And then he's got like 9 rows of teeth. It's like a shark.
Beldar.
Beldar Conan, you shall not for the Garflock. You want some gum?
Chris Farley was amazing in that movie.
He was amazing in everything.
Oh man, such a good movie.
R.I.P.
But speaking of sandwiches, oh, hello, there they are
guys
again.
are back
They keep
again.
sneaking up on us, our listeners.
You sneaky,
You guys.
snake.
Welcome to the Don't Look Under the Bed podcast,
How you doing?
the podcast for all the podcast for all things comedy and horror, and horror and comedy, and fun and informative, and fun and informative,
Infunitive.
lightning.
Fun formative.
I am one of your sandwichy hosts, Dan Wonder.
God,
Every time I do something, you shit all over it.
I do. Beldar. Sorry.
Next to me is my sister,
Natalie Rose.
and next to her is,
I am Vinny Rose.
and across from him actually is our guest again, for the second time in a row, and we are the Don't Look Into the Bed podcast.
Nick is, in case we didn't explain this last time,
we did not.
he's going to be sitting in with us quite a bit probably, and he's going to host our game stream section of our website where he's just going to rock out some cool horror games, and we're going to record it and some reactions.
You sound like a total dad when you said that.
He's gonna rock out in his room, kids.
Hey, you guys want to go to Funplex?
Why don't you go ahead and finish this, dickhead?
Go ahead. Sorry, Vinny.
And for those of you that don't know what Funplex is,
Did you remember that when that guy got his leg caught in that fucking turbine for the bumper boats? And it fucking tore his leg off? Do you remember that?
no.
At Funplex?
You can look it up.
All right, so Funplex is like this little amusement park that we have here in Omaha, Nebraska. It's really small. It's cute. They got like a wave pool and stuff.
And
Yes.
and crazy deadly.
We went there one year, and I was in the ride, and it was the kind where the bar comes over you, and the guy shut my arm.
I don't
in
give
the
a
bar,
shit.
and I was like, "Oh, can you move my bar?"
Quit
No.
your fucking whining.
I get paid
And
$3.75 an
he
hour.
pretty much rolled his eyes and acted like it was my fault, but he was shutting and I wasn't in all the way
I'm
yet.
on
Like my
break.
person was not in the seat yet.
He just hits the go button and
Pretty
walks
much.
away.
At least she's not falling
I
out.
was like, "Excuse me, I think you shut my arm in here. Can
Fuck
you
this.
please open this back up?" And
I'm
he
getting a
rolled
j-
his eyes at me. He was like, "Ugh."
They don't fucking pay me enough for this shit.
Pretty much. I
I'm
was
gonna
like,
get
"Oh,
a
I'm
job at Golden
sorry."
Corral. I heard they got a chocolate fondue where the kids stick the grubby fingers in there.
I ain't cleaning that shit.
Oh God! Can you imagine that fountain? How bad it looks underneath.
Oh, the mold. The mold.
All the band-aids they're stuck in there.
Oh God.
Mommy, I lost my band-aid.
Oh,
It's okay,
fucking
sweetie.
chocolate
Just get some
Band-Aid.
chocolate.
They don't stick on me.
I
Gross.
am stuck on. Nope.
Nick, when was the last time you went to Golden Corral?
It's been a few years. and
Good.
For good reason.
Good man.
When
Like I
was the
said,
last time you were there?
oh, fuck. I think I was
Yesterday.
This morning.
I went there this morning for their all-early breakfast. I had free Fanta.
You were
all
trying to
day.
catch a glimpse of Jeff Foxworthy.
Oh man, I can't believe he did those commercials. You know why he did those commercials? Because
No.
his wife wanted alimony. That's why.
Alimony.
You can look it up. That
All
is a
the
for real
money.
thing. And everything on the internet's true.
I got it.
All the you guys
That was funny. I like it.
sneaking up on us.
Nick,
No, but
Nick, why don't you like Golden Corral?
Because it's disgusting. just plain and simple. I mean,
Don't know
there's
example.
no elaborate explanation for it. It's gross.
Went there, ate there, tastes like shit. Not going back.
kill me.
I like their little buns though.
Oh, everyone.
Oh, like your little bun.
Oh, come on. Well, you talking about the rolls there?
Yeah.
Everybody likes bread. Who the fuck doesn't like bread?
Non-bread
Have you met
eaters.
one person in the world who doesn't like bread?
Vegans.
Ha, Vinny. Ha ha. I don't have a follow-up joke. I'm just laughing at you.
I guess people that don't like carbs would not like those.
Right, but I've never met one person that was like, fuck bread.
I love
Like,
the shit out of bread.
Yeah,
I think everybody likes bread.
I do. I can't eat it very
With
much
butter.
it hurts my
Because it'll make
stomach.
me fat.
No, it just hurts my stomach, but I do like bread.
I love bread.
But I can't eat it because it'll make me fat.
Speaking
but
of-
it's so good.
Breadsticks at the Olive Garden.
Oh,
God.
God.
They're salad.
Rolls at Texas Roadhouse.
Oh, yeah.
I like sandwiches. Oh, which is segue.
Which is-
This is the second part of a 3-part episode.
Yeah, it was supposed to be 2, but definitely going to be 3.
We got a lot of shit to cover, folks.
We do.
And I'm Rip Torn.
Proud.
Proud.
So Daniel left, but Rip Torn came just in time to take his
Hello. We're
spot.
going to be talking about witches.
Yes, so last we left off on our witch trial adventures.
We're not hosting an intergalactic kegger down here. Get the Kid K. No?
You sound like
That's what he sounds like.
yeah, but you also sound like the Big Lebowski.
Which? Oh, you're talking about the actual Big Lebowski?
No, the actor who played the Big Lebowski. Thank you. My brain is not working today. Jeff Bridges.
Can you do Walter Matthau?
He sounds like Rip Torn a lot, but
He
yeah.
does.
Tastes like paint. Tastes like wood.
Dennis the Menace.
Your parts. Yeah, that's probably my best Walter Matthau. Your parts.
He's got a really good Morgan Freeman too.
Yeah, the listeners already heard that one, but
Really, Andy Dufresne? Have they?
Andy Dufresne was a simple man. Never thought much of him. Tall drink of water.
Morgan Freeman, what do you think about witches?
I think they are smelly and they got warts on their noses.
Oh, why do they have to be smelly?
I just assumed that all witches smell. Back then. I
I
mean,
think everybody smelled back then.
well, I think we were talking about that the last podcast.
Yeah,
we were talking
we were.
about their feet back then.
Maybe that was it. If you didn't smell, you were
No,
a
they'd
witch.
find a fucking way to burn you anyway. Like they'd be
Yeah,
like,
they had-
she smells like a rose, burn her. No, I don't. She rubs shit on herself. Oh, she smells like shit.
Burn her.
Man,
Every day's a burning.
pretty much. That's kind of how they...
They need to make a musical.
We don't need no water. Let the
Yeah, let the mother witches burn.
Oh, shit. So last we left off on our adventure here, we were in the what I called the Big Five of the European witch trials.
Top 4.
We were on the top 3, and then we had to stop. We had the Basque the
Yeah.
Fielda,
Basque.
and the Treant. And guess what, folks? My pronunciations have not gotten better this week. And they're only going to continue to go downhill.
Send all of your corrections to where, Vinny?
Don't look under the bed podcast.com. No, at gmail.com.
At gmail.com, yeah.
Don't look under the podcast. Oh, did I say it right?
Come on,
Sorry,
guys. I'm right here.
Hey. All right, so we're going to start off this week with the Wurzburg.
God damn, it's already started.
Yep. And you're welcome.
Where's Berg?
Wurzburg. WURZBURG.
Is that your mic check?
Yeah. Lemon face. Lion face. The Wurzburg beach trials. And
Beach trials.
These were from 1626 to 1631 in Germany.
That would be J. It's not
The Germans. Okay, nope, the Germans.
the Germans.
This is one of the biggest mass trials and the biggest mass executions as far as that goes as well. So this will be fun.
Talking about more death.
Yes. This is one of the biggest ones seen in the Europe's 30-year war. So roughly 157 women, men, and children in the city of Wurzburg are confirmed to have been burned at the stake. And mostly were done after being beheaded. So at least they got that first.
What is the...
Yeah, they did like a mass stake burnings. So they
Right.
beheaded you and then they burned you.
That's what I'm saying.
I
like-
would assume it's because they didn't want to bury you because that was more religious.
No, why would they chop your head off first?
Because you had it coming. I don't know.
For smelling like roses.
Yeah. And then when you try to wipe that rose smell, oh, now she smells like lavender? Not on my watch.
Come over here, give me the head.
219 are estimated to have been executed in the city proper. And 900 were killed during the entire Prince Bishop. So,
More patriarchy and more...
yeah, it's a little bit of, it just keeps, it's like the shit keeps rolling downhill.
Like the heads.
Oh, got him.
Yeah.
Hot
Maybe
jokes
that's why. Maybe they
coming
wanted
in.
to play soccer like the Mayans. No,
Oh.
different episode? Okay, different episode.
The heads rolling down the hill singing, I ain't got nobody. Nobody.
Is this David Lee Roth? In Germany?
In Yemeni. Okay, so this was, the biggest part of this was during...
Don't lose your head. I'm going to be doing Arnold Schwarzenegger stuff all those next two podcasts because
Can you
it's
do it,
German.
Arnold?
Don't lose your... I just did.
I didn't hear it. I'm sorry. I was reading. I was trying to read.
Okay, sorry. Go ahead.
Go ahead. Go. No,
No,
you.
no,
you
no,
already-
you. No, you
I
first.
just feel like...
Oh, well, I feel like I think that you should go.
Okay, I'll go ahead and move on.
Thank you.
All right. So, Prince Bishop...
That wasn't me.
All right, here we go again. Philip Adolf von Ehrenberg.
See? Adolf.
I think
What
I
did
did
I
it
say?
right. Oh, Philip Adolf von Ehrenberg.
Oh, man.
We're going to go with that's correct.
Nick, look it up, please.
I think that's right.
She's even reading off the screen.
Well, I just want to make sure that my handwriting wasn't messed up. He burned about 900 people.
Wow.
So he was a swell fella.
He looks like an asshole.
This included 19 Catholic priests.
Ehrenberg.
He
His-
went full send.
His His own
He looks like Shakespeare.
his own nephew and children. And
Oh, he killed his own fucking family?
yeah, and 19 Catholic priests. So he wasn't just killing randos. He was like, you line up.
Headshot.
Get over here.
I'm gonna kill these randos. I'm gonna go make serious yellow. I'll be right back.
He did this over the course of his 8-year reign, so he spread it out. He spread it. It wasn't done in a week.
Who is he? Is he a successor as well?
Yeah, he would have had to have been.
Nobody elected him. He was just some guy who showed up to the party late, and he's like, "I guess I'm the king now. Whatever."
I'm not sure.
Oh well, there's a lot of pictures on the web that make him look just like.
There's like 9 million pieces of information, so I just had to pick and choose a little bit here and there just to get our points
Philip
across.
Adolf von Ehrenberg.
Von Heddenberg, from the Heddenbergs, they live up the hill. That dude is crazy.
Cray cray.
Stick around.
Don't go smelling around roses around him. You lose your head.
I lost my head when I met you.
Oh. It's just messed up because like it's like one person says, I don't like you. You're done. Go sit in the back. Wait for your beheading. You're done.
Wow.
There were about 70 victims in Orternen. Oh, God, here we go again. And 79 in Offenburg. 270. I need Dwight Schrute here to talk to me through this whole, like, he needs to just come in and do all the German parts for me.
We don't see witches around here very often.
My German is mostly religious.
Yes, it's mostly religious.
This is either an incense burner or some sort of Indian.
When he was reading the copy machine parts. 274 in Eichstatt. Yeah.
Eichstatt.
Eichstatt.
I know that one.
Oh, do you? How's it spelled?
Eichstadt.
No.
Oh.
The answer is pear. It's EICH. With your fish? EICHSTATT. So you were close.
SARTURDUY.
I'll buy a vowel. In the district of Nuremberg and Dover, and 50 more victims were executed, and 30 in Selestadt. Oh, yep. In Bonn, the chancellor and his wife and the archbishop's secretary were all executed.
Yeah.
And also, children of ages 3 and 4 years old were also executed for having devils for their paramours. Yeah. I don't know. I wonder why that specific age, but I couldn't find anything as to why 3 and 4 year olds.
From what I understand, they say that when you start to form memories, it's around 4 years old.
Oh.
So if you have cognitive abilities by that point,
Okay.
that's when you can have a cognitive ability to conjure up any kind of like imaginary friend or something like that, so that you would actually be able to know what the devil is.
Oh. Okay.
That's from what I understand.
That makes sense. And even if that's wrong, that sounded real fancy.
It's still fucking bullshit though,
Yeah.
because they're kids.
Yeah. Oh, there's a lot of
You'd be burned at the
kids.
stake for watching fucking Barney.
So, I wonder how many of them were children that were included in those numbers.
I'm just wondering the kind of lynch mob that would actually go for that type of thing.
I don't think you had a choice not to go for it, because you would been. This goes back to the whole, like we talked about last week. If you guys remember, yeah, you're with us, or you're with us, or if not, we'll see you on the pyre.
Didn't they have like a separate crime all to itself for consorting with people that are doing witchcraft?
Right, yeah.
So you would have probably gotten charged and convicted of
that.
that.
Like, I don't really want to be here,
Yeah.
but I got it.
Got
Yeah,
like,
get them!
Fuck it, everyone else is doing it.
Why can't we?
Those guys are bad. Mrr.
That's
No.
ridiculous.
No, they're not bad. I just have to say this so I don't die. Oh, I'm being taken away anyway? All right, here I go.
With you.
And noble boys and students were also sent to the bonfires. Just because they were, once again, probably what you said.
Common people.
Yeah. But then, good news happened, is Philip Adolf died in July 16th, 1631. And that's when the city was taken by the King of Sweden.
Did it say what he died from, or?
Diphtheria.
I hope so, but I don't think... No, it just said that he died when the city was taken by King Gustavus Adolphus of Sweden.
I guess it's
Yep. Because then they went to the chocolate factory.
sweet, sweet chocolates.
Oh, nummy. Don't make fun of me. I love my chocolates. And that same year, that witch trial was put to an end.
That's good.
Mm-hmm.
But then it started again somewhere else.
Oh, absolutely.
Absolutely.
This shit goes on for, I mean, you could, and honest, if you really wanted to break down, and this is something that we'll revisit, because we can do, you know, different witches and witchcraft by cultures. So we can stem all the way back to, you know, ancient Egyptians and ancient Greeks, and we'll do that down the road. But you can literally,
6-part episode.
yeah, you can literally break this out. Like, as I was doing this, I'm like, I kept going down rabbit holes, and I'm like, okay, I need to stop, because I do have to sum this up, and we need to move on to another topic at some point.
It speaks volumes on superstition, though, right? Because
Absolutely.
You think about witches is probably one of the biggest ones. Like magi, sorcerers, all that other stuff. Witches is the one that has blasted for well over at least 2,000 years.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, and it keeps going. They do this
It's
shit.
still going on.
They still in Uganda and the Republic of Congo, or not the Republic of Congo. What is that called? Oh man, it's in Africa.
Cleveland.
That's not it. You gotta go east. China. That's what it is. But in Uganda they have witch burnings.
China had witches too.
Really?
Yep. Actually, there's a little part. If we have the time, we'll talk about
In our 8-part episode.
yeah, witch hats, which stemmed all the way back to China, but we won't go into that now. If we have a chance, we will for sure
just
because
talk
it was interesting.
We'll touch on the hats.
The next one is the Bamberg witch trials, or Bamberg, Bamberg, and these. Mike, check, still going strong, excellent.
Sibilance.
These witch trials were from 1626 to 1631. So, another bunch of people running shit. And these were in southern Germany, and about 1,000 victims were executed. So, this one was pretty big too.
All this shit.
And it was another Prince Bishop of Bamberg, or Bamberg, however you want to say it.
So okay, from what I'm gathering here, every time that there's a fucking lynching or some kind of mass burning or beheading, it's always been somebody of power.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, it would have had to be to initiate that.
Mm-hmm.
But if you have a mob of people who are, well, I guess yeah, maybe you're right. But I'm thinking like, if you got like a mob of people who are already doing it, then you wouldn't need any kind of power to make that happen. It would just happen. But it's just like every time that it's always some asshole who's in power, and he keeps making people.
Well, it's
die.
him in the church.
That too.
Yeah. So, and you know, this isn't nothing against religion, but you know, obviously this did happen.
Well, especially because they burned other priests.
Yeah,
And they burned
absolutely.
people who
Yeah, they
were
did. They burned. Was it
supposedly men and women of
19?
God.
19 Catholic priests were burned in the Würzburg trials.
Yeah,
So these were going on at the same time.
it's fucked bubs.
It's fucking fucky.
So greasy.
Yeah, this
You
is
can't
real
read,
fucky.
can't you, son?
That all depends. Can you fuck off?
So this started with a couple people, and it was like, oh, this isn't so bad, and then it gets real fucky. So
It's kind of fun.
yeah,
try
so
it once.
Prince Bishop Bamberg,
It's like going to Funplex.
back to Funplex. Can we do like a bear amusement park? Disney? Worlds of Fun. Thanks for being local with this, everyone. I like Mahoney State.
We love the Dells.
Yeah, we went over that last
Did you
time.
say you love the devil? Burn him.
Burn him.
Besides
He smells like roses.
His last name is Rose. Burn him.
Oh, that's true. Damn, mine is too.
Burn her.
Son of a bitch.
Nick, burn them.
I had such a German last
Wait a
name
minute.
too.
His name's Nick.
I smell lavender.
Burn him.
Burn him.
Wait.
You guys are all burned.
Wait, I smell lavender on me. Burn me! Burn me!
It's my turn.
It's me. All right, so it started with Prince Bishop of Bamberg, Neitard von Thungen. All right, first name is Neytard. That's
Neitard.
Neitard. All right, Neitard von Thungen,
Nerd.
which was he was the first one to allow the witch trials.
Nick Googled his name.
Is it?
And it autocorrected to retard.
Oh, that's not nice.
It's not his fault.
I know.
Fuck you, Google.
Yeah, Google.
We've returned. You did retard in 1.9 seconds.
Okay, the witch trials first started with him, but he was too
It's
busy.
Natar, by the way.
Okay, so I was right, Natar.
Yeah, Natar.
Okay, so he was too busy doing something else. He was fighting he was fighting Reformation, so he really didn't focus a whole lot on the witch trials.
Right.
So that's good because then some people got to live a little bit longer. And then his next successor, Johann Philipp von Gebsetel. Giebsetel. Yeah, because you know him.
We have friends on Facebook.
Apparently.
My Google did not autocorrect to that, so it makes me wonder what's in your search history.
Yeah. Hey there. What do you got going on? His laptop's not facing us. We don't know what's going on over there. No one was executed for witchcraft under his reign. Then we move on to this dick. Johann Gottfried von Aukhausen.
Okay, doesn't von mean of?
Yeah.
So he's of what now?
Auschausen, Aschausen.
I'm not even going to try and look that up.
Oshhausen.
Oshhausen.
Hey.
Hey, this guy knows. So Johann Gottfried.
Ladies and gentlemen, Nick.
What a guy.
That's when everything
Burn
started
him.
to literally start a fire. So he
Didn't stop the fire. It was Oshhausen.
I don't think that's right, Daniel.
Because they killed 1,000.
Oh.
I hit my mic. I was so excited.
So what happened is he killed about 15
Yeah,
people.
hitters, too.
I did. I was going to scratch my hand and hit him. Sorry, guys. About 15 people were executed within the first year.
Weak.
Yeah, but don't worry. He picks it up from there, guys. So then there was some crop failures. And,
Uh-oh.
yeah, so
You know
that
what that means.
that picked up some speed. Burn 'em.
Witchcraft.
I'm burning, I'm burning, I'm burning. Yep, you sure are. How about 159 of you? Come on over. Let's get burned.
Plus the 15, yeah, you got yourself a deal.
There was 159 trials with a lot of deaths. So,
I wouldn't really call them trials.
yeah, well, they were trials because not all of them ended up dying. So there was some that
Okay.
got away with it.
That's my question.
Right.
Here we go.
All right,
Here's
let's
what I
break
wanna throw
this
out
shit down.
there.
Not that we
If
have
you-
answers.
If you end up talking about the people who were let go
We will when we get to Salem.
in our ninth part of this.
That's on Ep 3. Because some of them got to. Well, wait. Well, hold on, guys. Oh,
Back the truth trolley.
yeah. Choo choo. Okay.
I got it.
Let's see. Then we move on to. So he had about 159 trials, most resulting in deaths. So don't worry.
Just sucked.
Some got away, some didn't. And then this other guy comes along after Johann, and then there's this other guy named Johann. Johann Georg Fuchs
Fuchs.
von Dornheim.
I thought that was it. I thought you stopped and that was it.
Johann Georg von Dornheim.
Nick,
How's it spelled?
Gorge.
That's George.
See, no, because I played a video game, Bat and Kaitos,
Johann Jorge?
Jorge.
but it's German still. There's
It
Jorge.
came back up the retard again.
Oh. I played a video game called Bat and Kaitos for the Nintendo Game Square, and the guy's dad's name was Georg, and it was spelled like that.
Gamecast.
Yeah.
You either got a GameCube or got a Dreamcast.
Right.
I said I got a Gamecast.
That was a
man.
sweet game. Bat and Kaitos, Eternal Wings and Lost Ocean, and then they had the Bat and Kaitos Origins, and they should have made a third one, and they never did.
I'm sorry, is this the Bat and Kaitos episode?
It should be, because that game was just...
That's me getting upset.
Okay. Right? Your brother Brandon would agree with me. It was a good game.
I don't like upset Dan.
So,
It scares
so
me.
this guy comes into succession in 1626.
Mm-hmm.
So, after a bad night of a frost that killed, once again, more crops died. Those witch trials resumed because he said it is not Mother Nature, it's you bitches.
Yeah, it couldn't be weather.
Yeah. So he was smart about this. Instead of doing like one person get on the funeral or the pyre and you burn and then we're going to do another one. No, he said, fuck that. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to build a large crematorium.
Oh my god.
And it was built at Zeil on Maine. So
That sounds right.
Zeilam, Maine.
It's Johann George Faust.
No. It's Fuchs. Fuchs.
Yeah, I think I'm looking at the wrong guy here.
Yeah. Johann Georg Fuchs von Dornheim in 1626.
So he made a crematorium?
Yep, he made a big old crematorium.
Big old crematorium.
He said, y'all get in. Y'all get in here and get in here to
You
burn.
guys are gonna get a
We got ourselves a sale on burnings.
What's his name?
What do you think it is?
Okay.
Is it Fuchs? I was thinking of a Fuke.
Go ahead.
Fuchs would be the correct pronunciation.
Oh, damn, look
I
at
think
that.
you were pretty much on
Do you think it's
track with that
Georg
one.
or George? I know, that's a hard
I would
think
say probably Georg. Just
Sweet.
Georg.
York? Oh, yeah, maybe.
or maybe a silent G.
If you were there in 1626 to 1632 and you know this guy's name and you didn't burn, let us know.
If you didn't go to the crematorium for one of the smoking deals,
Smoking because of the fire sale. Oh, I just made another one.
It's hot to trot.
Holy shit! You know what we forgot? We forgot the email for this week.
we did.
Oh my god.
You want to save it for the end?
Yeah, we'll do.
Okay, we'll do it at the end. That way we can kind of get rid of this,
That way we can tease
the sadness of all this, and then go into something. Because maybe it won't be a sad email. Hello, come on down.
How many people right now are going, God, I hope they fucking forget the email.
God, you what?
Sorry, I laughed halfway through.
I didn't hear it.
God, I hope they fucking forget the email.
Aww.
Bring Casey Kasem back from the dead. Son of a bitch.
I will rise his corpse from the ground with my voice. I will do it.
Yes.
All things
So-
horror, folks, right here.
Yeah.
He just comes back, his jaw falls
Don't you guys feel learned as well?
Learned?
Learned?
Learned.
Yep.
off.
So
People
he
say it learned.
he also
Sorry.
had a special prison built, and it was to basically house the mass amount of suspects. And this was called the Malfeas House.
Malfeas house?
Malfeas House. Is that about right? I'm looking at Nick for support here. Malefizhaus.
And you're talking about the prison?
Yeah.
According
Malfeas.
to the internet, it's called the Druden House,
Druden house.
which that's what this is saying.
Okay, that's probably easier to say too, so we'll go with that.
Drudenhaus.
Drudenhaus. So 200 documented trials, which included the mayor of Bamberg and his wife, so no one was safe. They're like, hey, while we're at it, motherfucker, you get over here too. You didn't like my crematorium? You didn't like the paint I picked
I
out?
just didn't want to pay the taxes on it.
It didn't match the town, eh?
No,
Get
it was
in.
blue, and you guys said blue was to burn people.
No, I don't think so. This is my house. Get out.
Was the crematorium, was it like a pit, or was it an actual... Can you look at the crematorium and see what it looks like?
Yeah, I didn't look at a
Because I
picture
want to see
of
what it
it.
looks like. I wonder if it's a pit of, just like a pit of people that they just threw a bunch of fucking wood on.
Oh, I see the Drudenhaus picture. It's like a big building, so that the prison looks like a big...
It almost looks like a big happy milk barn.
It does.
That's so sick.
The crematorium, I do not have a link for a picture.
Yeah, I'm not seeing anything
Okay.
on this page for the
I
crematorium.
mean, if you've
either.
seen one, you've seen them all.
I don't think that's true.
Maybe not back then. So anyway, the mayor and his wife were in it. And then the trial began to lose ground when people realized, hey, anybody could be put on trial and thrown in that crematorium.
That's weird.
Hold the fuck on, guys. I don't think I'm down with this anymore.
Oh, see, the crematorium that I'm looking at, it's really feng shui.
Oh.
This is a nice
It
crematorium.
is. It's like a big... Okay, so what it is, it's basically a big stone...
Is this one that we're talking about?
No, but
Oh.
I'm looking at crematoriums online because I'm going to invest in one.
You should, because...
It's essentially like a big open warehouse that's stone, and there's like a altar in the middle, but they just you just light people on fire in there. I guess I don't understand it. I mean, you think it would be a pit, right?
I don't know what they did back then,
Well,
because
what's the one they call that you have?
it doesn't say.
It just says crematorium.
Yeah. It says crematorium built in at Zeal on Main, which I think is, I'm assuming it's in the main area of town.
How do you spell it? Zeal.
Zeil
Okay.
AM, Zeil on AM, and then Main, like
Okay.
Main Street.
Keep going.
Okay. So people, like I said, they were starting to realize that, hey, anybody can be put on trial, so hold the phone. I don't want to do this anymore. So peasants stopped giving wood for the burnings.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah. So everybody kind of banded together.
We're not gonna
Yeah.
take it.
Yeah.
No, they're gonna burn me.
Yeah. And in 1632, the Protestant Swedish troops, once again, thank God for the Swedes, they came to Bamberg and released the remaining prisoners, and that bishop fled to Austria.
Fun fact, 1632 is also the year on the doubloon that the kids found in the Goonies in the attic.
Oh.
Because they said, 1632, is
Oh,
that a year
yeah.
or something? And he's like, no, it's your top score on pole position.
That was a fun game.
Prepare to qualify.
I win, you stupid boy.
So the bishop ran off to Austria.
Bishop.
Yeah, pretty much.
Alright,
Like
ladies.
it's like, just run away. Don't know what you did there, you piece of shit. Oh, I'm out. He just like sneaks out behind a building.
He's got like a bag with a money sign on it.
Yeah, his little knapsack.
Rabble,
See
rabble.
you later. Hops on a stagecoach. Peace, bitches.
Could this thing go any faster?
He puts on a dress and he's like, I'm a little woman. Get me out of town. I need to go visit my son at the chocolate factory. So that kind of puts the trials started to fade out in Europe about 1650 to 1750 is when just kind of over that time period you saw less and less. Like that was the big chunk of oh shit.
But that's not even a fast decline. Like that's over a century.
Right.
Exactly.
And it didn't even 100% decline. That was just like the fade out.
Just kind of tapered off.
If you look at this graph, you can see
Yeah,
it
because then you go to the trials of Torsikan in Sweden. 71 people were executed in one day.
Busy day.
And then you go to Austria between 1675 and 1690. 139 people were executed in the Salzburg witch trials. So I mean, this shit's like I said, I could keep going and going on about trials as far as the European ones for a whole another 2 episodes, but I won't for this. We'll just kind of put a pin in that for now, because let's get into how they identified witches in Europe. So this will be fun.
I got to sit in on the research for this.
You did. I was like, I need your help, because every time I kept pulling some up, it'd always go back to Salem, which is fine, but I wanted to save that for the Salem episode.
Okay.
So I had to really kind of bounce around and dig deep, because everything kind of got muddled together. And you know what? It honestly might still be. So if you're like, oh no, that happened in Salem, that didn't happen in Europe, just hang out. Just it's gonna be okay.
In our 10th part
I'm just a girl with a book and a pen.
I'm just a girl
In the world. Okay, so
Sorry.
Gwen Stefani,
That's
everyone,
terrible.
here she is in the flesh. And then she destroyed that band and went on her own.
Leave
Yeah,
a
I
message
said
and
it.
she'll call you back.
Yeah, she didn't call her band back. She just bounced on them. Yeah, I was in the 90s. It's
Even
cool.
she said that music was bad. She was like, my music was so bad after I left. You can look it up.
Like her like,
Gwen Stefani
oh,
said
I
that and
wish I was a rich girl.
Yeah.
Oh, really? Na 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 na.
Yeah.
And that shit's bananas. You know what else is bananas? How you identify a witch in Europe. Segway. So there's a bunch of different tests that you can do. We'll go over a few of them here.
They had to pee in a cup.
Here's this cup, bring it back up to the counter when you're done.
So there was the sink or swim test.
The one I was talking about last episode.
Yeah. So a suspected witch was thrown into a pond or stream with a rope around the middle of her person. And if they sank, they were innocent because they were taken in by the water and therefore taken in by God, basically. If they floated, they were guilty because the water rejected the wickedness of the witch within.
Okay.
The
here's my
wickedness of the witch within.
Here's my question.
Uh-huh.
If they sank, did they pull them out before they drowned?
Hmm. They tried to. Some of them died anyway.
Some of them didn't get pulled out. They just drowned because it was too late.
Okay, you can easily fool this test by making it so that you can just exhale all of your air out of your lungs.
Hmm.
Would that make you a witch because you're doing tomfoolery?
I don't think that's tomfoolery was a word back then.
It is in my book.
It was in my book.
Andy Dufresne.
Andy Dufresne was a simple man.
This witch was a simple one. Never thought much of it.
Tall drink of water.
Rejected by the water.
All right, there was also the mark of the devil. Mark of the devil. It was believed that the devil would make a mark on the witch when they entered into a pact with him
Mushroom stamp.
on their forehead. It could be anywhere on the body, and it was said to be often concealed under the eyelid or the armpit or in the cavities of
What?
the body themselves.
Under the eyelid.
Don't you usually have body marks on your eyelid that you look at? Can't you see them? Yeah, I didn't understand that one either, but I don't understand a lot of things, so.
What we're going to do is we're going to cut your eyelid off and look in it. And, well, if
Maybe
we don't
that's
see
what
anything,
they did.
if we don't see anything, The good news is you're not a witch. The bad news is you'll never be able to blink again.
Exactly.
Congratulate. We'll just take your eye out while we're at
Here's
it.
a pack full of Visine. Have a good day.
And it was moles or skin discoloration or distortion or scars could all be included in this.
That's
So it's so stupid. Yeah.
You couldn't even fucking get a prick on your finger.
Fucking birthmark.
Yeah, you couldn't even get through a bramble branch without being...
A bramble patch.
Sorry.
I was walking through the bramble and it got scars on me. Witch.
Yeah.
Burn him, behead him, burn him. Nope, burn him alive. The devil's mark would not bleed when stabbed or pricked with a needle or pin. So they would just go around and ping, 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 ping. Oh, they're not bleeding. They're a witch.
Which is how we got hypodermic needles.
Is
Chirp, chirp.
Is
Chirp,
it?
chirp. No, I was
Oh.
kidding.
I'm like, gullible, believe anything. What? Okay, so they also had familiar spirits, which are animals that hung around witches and may have been assisting them with their evil doings. Toads, hares, cats, snakes, and dogs were most commonly used, but sometimes they even had humans. Basically that they cast a spell on and then they made them do their biddings.
Like in Hocus Pocus. With Bette
Yeah.
Midler.
That was a good movie.
Binksy.
Yeah.
That'd be the one time that our dog actually listened.
Ah, I
God damn
wish.
it.
We had our cats, let's be honest. As our cat run around right now eating microphone cords.
No, that was me.
Oh, never
I'm
mind.
hungry.
Nom, 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 nom,
Looks
nom.
like Sketty.
Pasta licca.
Pasta licca.
And then there was the weighing test. This one I had to reread it a couple times because I was like, what the fuck? So, which, most of the stuff, it's like, what the fuck? So, they would weigh the witch against the Bible. And here's how that went down. The soulless would weigh less than a person. So if you were a witch, you had no soul. If the suspect was weighed and they were lighter than the book, they were guilty.
Wow.
So they used iron weights, and there's a picture of it I saw that somebody had drew, and they put it on. I mean, it was an old picture, but they put it on the internet, and it was like this giant scale, like the scales of justice. But they were in the courtroom, and the woman was on one side, and in Europe they would use these little iron weights that look like kettlebells.
Yeah.
But in Salem, they use metal Bible. Metal Bible. So I'm curious, and I couldn't obviously find anything like
balls of steel.
number-wise on this, but I'm curious how many people failed this test.
Probably a lot.
Well, you had to weigh less than the Bible. So how would
that's what I'm saying. They probably all killed.
No, you
or
were
not killed. I mean, sorry.
right. So how many people
This whole
were?
thing's fucking me up.
That's why I had to reread this a couple times because I'm like, what the fuck?
So a soulless person would be basically.
They would weigh less than the Bible. So how many times did this shit work?
I would have been safe.
I think everybody in this room would have been safe.
I
like
think a baby would have been safe.
Yeah.
The Bible weighs what? Maybe.
They were a metal Bible.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, what did they make but what did they make it weigh? And did they do it so where it was rigged where they would put the little let's call them kettle weights on there, and they would make it weigh more than the person on purpose?
Nick's got a picture up of it. The way it looks is, from what I'm seeing, so she's on one end of the scale, and she's kneeling into it, and on the other side, they are just putting kettlebells, weights on the other side in a room full of people.
When do you stop?
That's what I'm saying.
That's why I'm asking. Like, how?
This is fucking stupid.
Exactly. That's why I had to share it with everyone because my brain was like, no, you can't comprehend this, so don't try. And my other brain was like, no, you can figure this.
Doctor Who? Just with brains though?
No, like my inner thoughts
This is
and my
my
inner
Monday
thoughts.
brain.
That's not what I meant. I mean, like, one person in my head was like, no, you got this. You can figure this out. And the other person in my head's like, no, this doesn't make shit for sense.
So for listeners, if you look at this picture, you can tell yourself how this fucking stupid this is.
Mhm.
It doesn't. it literally, you would have to keep adding so much weight to it to just then prove that they were.
We'll throw a picture of this up on our Facebook.
Yeah.
Comment on it.
It's a
Yeah.
it's a nice picture, though. I'll say that.
It's weird because it's like, when did it stop? And I couldn't find anything per se on this test other than just like the description of the weighing test.
Right.
So I don't know. I thought
the
it
weighing
was.
test is the dumbest one.
Yeah.
I mean, they're all fucking stupid.
Oh, absolutely,
but, like,
absolutely.
This one's the one that I just don't understand.
And then this one kind of rolls over into Salem a bit because they actually use this in one of the trials, but it's called witch cakes. Delicious.
That sounds delicious.
Well, it's not.
Hey, can you bring up a witch cake recipe for me?
Because I actually have the recipe. Here's how this shit's made. If someone had a mysterious illness or possession and they were taken basically ill all of a sudden, what would happen is the witch hunters would take a sample of that person's urine.
I'm looking at Halloween cakes on Nick's computer right now. He just keeps waving his hand over like Vanna White. Like, here you go.
I don't think that's what that's in it, because here's what they did. They took a sample of the person that was mysteriously ill or possessed. They would take a sample of their urine. Then they'd put that in a bowl. And they would take some rye meal and mix it in with that urine. Yummy, yummy. And then they would take ashes and bake it into a cake. So,
Wow.
I mean, what kind of frosting? It doesn't say.
Piss frosting.
Yeah, shit frosting. And then what they would do is they would feed the cake to supposed familiars in hopes that the animals would reveal the name of the true witch.
Right.
So that's gross.
So they probably used the fondue frost chocolate from Golden Corral.
Golden Corral's
Oh.
a fucking... It's
Mine has a
conspiracy.
Band-Aid in
It
it.
comes around.
It's witchcraft.
It's witchcraft. Well, it's lynch mobbing at Golden Corral after they shut the lights off and turn the sign off.
Ugh, gross.
Gonna get these Band-Aids out of you.
Yum, 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 yum.
Jesus Christ.
So here's some tortures and punishments. These are fun. So, once again, cuddle up with that blanket and your hot cocoa and...
Take a listen.
Maybe
What?
they made the meat at Golden Corral.
No, please, I'll do anything.
There's a cockroach stuck to a Band-Aid.
God, these burgers. What kind of meat is this? It's Jim Matt meat.
Who said it was meat?
it's horse.
It's. I have found a way to take 3 whole burgers or 11 sliders out of horse meat.
We hold it together with carpet fuzz.
It's not... What did he say? He's got... Somebody is interested. Sears is not interested.
Sears said no. Hakashalama said so.
So there's more tests that you can look up online because there's a bunch of them, but I'll let you you can look over. Those were just like the fun ones. Yeah.
Definitely. If you guys want to conduct your own test, you think your coworkers are
Yeah,
are
let's know how
possibly
those witch cakes turn out.
dabbling in some witchcraft. Maybe we'll put together a kit.
A witch kit?
Yeah, a witch testing kit.
A witch kit.
Okay, so here's some tortures and punishments that they delved out to these poor people that were accused. The first one was the stocks. And these are, a lot of them tied also into the medieval punishments. So these just weren't for witches. These were inclusive into just like, thieves and murders, things like that.
What are you here for? Being a witch. What are you here for? I stole some cheese.
My family is starving.
Stock market fraud.
Merrill Lynch, is that you? What? So they were wouldn't yeah, I did. Stock market. Stocks.
Market.
Yeah,
Oh,
I was there. I went there one time. They're wooden blocks with a hole for the head and a hole for the hands.
Right.
And they were always in a public area so people could do them for humiliation. You see them on like movies where they're getting like rotten
Tomatoes.
or vegetables. I'm like, why are you wasting that food if you guys are so fucking hungry? I never understood that.
Nobody's gonna eat this head of lettuce, so I'm just gonna throw it at this person over here.
Sometimes people would come by and cut off the hands of the person so that they would bleed out and die.
Wow, that's.
I thought that was fun.
That's a good test right there.
Anybody can fucking do that. Just
Yeah,
walk by and
I
do
thought that was nice. Yeah, anybody can walk by and do that because they were the accused, so they were basically asked out.
When I hear about stocks, I think of Heath Ledger in A Knight's Tale. How
Yeah.
bad I felt for him. Like,
Yeah. For sure. That was a good movie. I like that girl's hair. The main character's hair.
I've never seen it.
Oh, you've never seen that? Oh shit, you'd like that movie.
It's a great movie. It
It's
really
a good
is.
movie. It's super fun. Okay, the next one is what we call the stuff of nightmares. So
As opposed to all the stuff.
yeah, this is called being pulled apart, and it is exactly what you think it is.
So is it quarter drawn by horses?
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, okay.
Go for it.
They had this thing back in the day called the boats. You can actually look this up. You can look it up right now.
It's on the internet.
They do this thing called the boats, where they essentially quarter and draw you with boats, but they did it with horses as well. The boats is different.
Yeah, the boats is different. This one that I looked up in particular was with horses,
But
so
this
you
was
are
with
absolutely
horses
right.
Where and in some countries to this day, this is still done.
They still do it.
And
Yep.
it's possibly one of the most painful.
I
ways
could
to
not
do it.
imagine this happening. What they do is they tie your arm to a horse, your leg to a horse, your arm to a horse, your leg to a horse. So you're basically sprawled out.
Right.
And then they make the horses run, and they, horses being as strong as they are, they're running, you literally get ripped apart.
Yeah, it's terrible.
So there's that one. You're welcome, everyone. And then, of course, hanging, which is really popular in Salem. We'll get to that on the next episode. You're going to hear me say hanged a lot. And then burning at the stake.
Will you say hanged?
Hanged. Yay.
So the boats, it's called scaphism.
When was that?
Okay, scaphism is also known as the boats, and it was a ancient Persian method of execution. So what they would do is the intended victim they were stripped naked, and then they were like fastened within the space of two narrow rowing boats, or hollowed out tree trunks, whichever
shit.
one, and then joined together, one on top of the other, with the head, hands, and feet protruding out of it, right?
Ugh.
So
I don't like
you
this.
can imagine being kind of sandwiched in between it, right? So what will happen is the condemned was forced to like ingest milk and honey and sweets, like anything sweet. And
Chocolate sweets.
so it's like honey on top of honey and on top of milk would be poured into the victim to attract
I love
insects.
honey.
And the insects would basically. So the honey would be poured into the victim to attract insects, and then with special attention devoted to the ears, eyes, mouth, face, and genitals and anus. In some cases, like the executioner would mix milk and honey and pour the mixture all over the victim. The victim would be left to float on stagnant ponds or be exposed to the sun, and the defenseless individual's feces accumulated within the container, attracting more insects, which would eat and breed within the victim's exposed flesh.
Oh,
That is forever.
that's terrible.
Yeah. So, it would interrupt the blood supply by burrowing insects. So, like, they would get into their bloodstream,
That's god awful.
and it would be gangrenous, and the person would be alive this whole time because they're getting nourishment as well as being devoured. So, next to quarter and drawn, that's probably one of the most painful ways.
I don't know if I'd just rather be burned or just behead me.
Yeah.
Just get over it.
We'll talk about scaphism in a different episode because there's some horror stories based around that.
Absolutely. Yeah, that sounds great. No. No, we will talk about it though. There was the ordeal by fire. This one's I don't know how they really judge this, but the person had to pick up a red hot iron bar and walk 3 to 4 paces. Then they were bandaged. After 3 or 4 days, they would return to court. And then the bandages were taken off. And if the wounds were healing, they were innocent. And if they were guilty, if there was no signs of healing, then they were guilty.
Wow.
So I guess in 3 to 4 days,
What if you got an infection?
right, then you're not going to heal like you should be.
So that would mean that somebody would have to be taken care of until this time. Does it say anything about that?
No, you didn't get that. You were taken back to prison. You got your bandages on your hands. There was no. I do not believe that there was any type of medical.
Can't wipe your ass.
Oh my God! Well,
Because that would cause an infection.
Yeah. Yeah. There's no way. There's no way out of it. It doesn't matter what you're doing.
and then another one they did was flogging. There was exiles. There was some as small as just paying.
Exile isn't the easiest.
Yeah, there was some that were.
Anyway.
You have to pay a fine. Like I'll give you all my crops. Just don't kill me.
Yeah.
There was the last one I'll go over here is sleep deprivation, and some countries put a limit of hours, and some had no limits of hours. So
They still do that in in certain countries where they play metal music. It was actually in Zero Dark 30 that
I like metal music, so that might.
well, but they would play it over and
Oh.
over and over again. And
I guess it depends on the band too.
For torture?
Yeah, in North Korea, for torture, they would take the prisoner and cover their food with salt,
Like all salt.
all salt,
Oh.
and then not give them any water.
Oh
So
man.
they'd be starving while
So,
being
yeah.
dehydrated, but getting nourished, but not getting any hydration.
Still, I think
Oh.
listening to metal, they could make that a lot worse if they would replace the metal with, like, Nickelback.
You love Nickelback though. You have their tattoo.
Not anymore.
Look at this photograph.
No, he doesn't have their
please
tattoo.
God,
I'm
kill
kidding.
me.
He hates them. Slash loves them.
Jack
They
Kruger.
have fans. They're popular.
I don't hate Nickelback. I like
Their
the
first album was good. Everybody's
was.
like, yeah, the first
So
album was good.
They started off as a cover band in Canada.
It's Canada.
Canada. So that's what I have as far as that goes. And I'll once again put a bookmark in this, and then we're going to America on part 3. There are no cats in America. Just kidding. There's tons of them. I love Fievel. Fievel Goes West.
So
An American Tale.
the torturous part's probably the worst parts about this. I mean, being
Well-
tortured for not doing anything. It's like being killed for not doing something.
Oh,
at
it's
least
just
over.
fucked.
But being tortured for not doing something that pisses me off.
How would you make an episode trailer like, join your hosts as they walk you through the most unimaginably horrible shit you've ever talked about in your life?
Welcome. We're going to have you sit by this fire. Oops, don't fall in it. Just kidding. So yeah, it's really messed up. And like, just wait till we get to Salem. My God. These little bitches.
These sons of
These little fucking bitches. I swear.
She's talking about.
I was so mad. No, not the witches, the bitches. The little accusers. But, well, you know what? That's called a cliffhanger, folks.
Yeah, and the cliffhanger for next week is going to be about Salem witches, as Natalie said.
Mm-hmm.
Vinny, where can they find us at?
Where? Now? Where? Burn.
I forgot.
If you forget,
He's a witch. Burn him.
Actually, if he forgets, we have to weigh him on a scale next to the Harry Potter series.
You'd better get a cattle scale. So we're just look up "Don't Look Under the Bed" podcast on Facebook. Hit us on Twitter at DLUTB for "Don't Look Under the Bed" or "the Lub" as Dan likes to call it. Instagram, same thing. Just look us up there, and I think it's DLUTB podcast.
What about our Patreon?
We have a Patreon. It's Patreon/DLUTB, and you can also send us your hard-earned dollars via PayPal at our email address, don'tlookunderthebedpodcast@gmail.com.
Whatever you got. You know?
And the money that we do receive, because we are going to be
Goes
doing
to the witches.
that. There's actually a part in Salem, but we'll wait from that. But there's a part of that.
Got the email.
The money that we receive, we're actually going to put towards, because we're going to be doing some traveling to do a couple of paranormal stuff.
Yeah, some
And
ghost hunting, if you will.
we need grass money.
Grass money.
money. No, not grass money. We just need gas money, and we need some equipment. So everything that we've bought is out of our own pockets. So no, not grass money. That's gas money. Anyways, so it's not going to like, oh, they're just going to, have money to have money. No, it's actually going towards the podcast to bring you more exciting, fun, and information.
And if you remember from the first episode, Dan still has no monitor. So if you want to donate to that
Everything
cause.
I'm looking at is on a chalkboard I draw at the same time.
He does.
I can look up anything.
He's got to clean the erasers in the
It's
board
like
after
in the
school.
league when Taco made his own Facebook on the big
my God,
bulletin
yes.
board.
I hate that show.
What?
I don't like. Well, I'm sorry. I don't hate that show. I love that show. I hate Taco. I don't think he's funny. John LaJoie's just not funny.
How do you hate Taco?
I know. I got a lot of people hating me.
He made a P-bib.
You just lost one of our 4 listeners because of that.
Damn it.
Damn it.
Yeah,
All
you're
right.
listening.
Anyway, we're going to go on a kind of a fun, happy note. We did get an email. Email?
This is actually the second part. This
Second
is,
part.
From Barry@gmail.com. You might have remembered him from last week when he asked us what horror movie icon we would be and why.
Why?
And he also writes, who would, okay, if we could be any ghost, who would we haunt and how would we haunt them? Vinny?
Does the person that we would haunt have to be alive? Or can we go back in time and haunt them?
It's anybody in the timeline, but they have to be alive, so you have to be dead.
Bruce Lee.
Oh, I hate myself. You would haunt Bruce Lee? Why?
I'm just so curious about
Oh, so
how he developed his art.
Well, there's documentaries about that.
Right, but
On Netflix.
Everything's a sham.
I'm sure there's things that he did behind closed doors that nobody knew about, and I've just always wanted to kind of learn more.
Okay. So it would be a learning process, not like knocking shit off the shelves.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't like, because even as a ghost, Bruce Lee would whoop my ass.
Yeah.
Like, he's literally, in my opinion, Bruce Lee is not even just pound for pound, but in general, the toughest human being to ever walk the face of the planet.
And pound for pound, he should weigh less than Bible. Natalie, who would you haunt and why? And what would you do?
I would say I would haunt. I would like to hang out with Edgar Allan Poe, but I wouldn't haunt him maliciously. I would kind of do what Vinny did and just take notes. I want to see what he did. I want to tell my ghost friends, like, this is what Poe was doing, just because he's fascinating. Yeah, but he's really fascinating.
No, he is. Don't get me wrong.
I was gonna say him or Vincent Price.
Don't burn me.
Oh, you're getting burned. Him or Vincent Price.
How about yourself,
Yeah.
sir?
Actually, I'm gonna let
B. Arthur.
I'm gonna let Nick go first. Oh,
He said no.
he said fuck.
No.
I'm still thinking.
He's got his brain thoughts going.
I don't know. It depends. If I'm doing it maliciously.
Oh,
Which I
maliciously,
probably
it'd be easier. It's an easier list to do maliciously,
just
I think.
Like the fuck out of Adolf Hitler's ear. Just fucking
Just his
over
ear.
and over
Just his ear.
until he's like, stop it.
He should just
Stop it. Why are
turkey
you doing
turkey
this to
tap
me?
him like any just.
Yeah. Every time he was trying to drink something, smacked it out of his hand.
Sorry.
Push his pen while he's trying to write his mind.
Oh, that'd
Just,
be funny.
motherfucker.
I like it.
All right.
Top that
so
one.
I'm stuck between
Yeah,
two.
I chose him.
I'm stuck between two, but I would go with either Lee Harvey Oswald because I
Oh.
don't believe he shot JFK,
All right.
or Harry Houdini.
Ooh,
would be
that'd be
fascinating.
fun.
And
'Cause then he
neither
can shoot
maliciously, just to see,
Yeah.
just so I can get the truth on the JFK assassination, or
I don't think Houdini has that information.
just
He might
study
use
Houdini and
Houdini.
his mentality and just the things that he did and
Yeah.
learn some
That guy's
I like it.
magical secrets.
I like it.
Next up would be David Copperfield.
Ooh.
Ooh, David Blaine would be a good one.
Chris Angel.
Mind freak.
Pick a quad, any quad in the deck. Now put the picture back in the quad. Deck, quad.
What was the movie that Steve Carroll did with?
Oh.
He was like,
Wonder.
oh
what the
god,
hell?
it was fucking great.
Kurt Wonderstone or some
Yeah.
shit.
Oh, with Steve Carell and Jim
That's like
Carrey.
the
Yes.
only Steve Carell
It's
movie
like
I
Burt
really like.
Wonderstone.
Burt
Yeah.
Wonderstone. Yes,
Yeah.
thank you. No, but I liked him because he was making fun of Chris Angel,
Yeah,
and I'm sorry, not a fan.
yeah, not a fan
I like Chris
Vinny
Angel.
loves
either.
him.
David Blaine.
Yeah,
He's a good dude.
yeah.
There's a
Yeah.
David Blaine documentary on Netflix. It's insane.
Yeah,
The
he-
ice pick through the hand thing.
Exactly. If you look him up, you can actually see the one where he got in that frozen water for that like what I think it was like 72 hours or something like that.
I don't know.
Holy shit,
I
that
don't.
guy's a fucking
He's
idiot.
got some neat
Some
tricks,
of the
but I don't
things
know
he
enough
does
about him.
don't even seem like magic. It's just like how how far can I push myself?
I have an
push
idea
my
what we can
body
do.
and my mind.
Burn him.
He's a
Yeah,
witch.
yeah,
He's a witch.
He's a witch.
Oh, that dude
For
would
sure.
relax.
He is a freaking warlock.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Warlock.
He is a warlock.
Well, that's the episode for today. I hope everybody had fun.
Yeah.
This is the Don't Look Under the Bed podcast with one of your very audacious hosts, Dan Wonder. Next to me is...
God. Natalie Rose.
I am Vinny Rose.
And I'm Nicholas Myers.
And that's Don't Look Under the Bed podcast. Thanks, guys, for listening.
Bye.
Toodles.